As organizations embrace cloud, PaaS, and SaaS, they shift to zero standing privileges, limiting user access to a just-in-time basis. This proactive approach significantly reduces security risks, foiling ransomware and phishing attacks. In this video, we will explore least privileged user access types. Ad hoc access. This type pertains to accessing restricted resources such as production S3 and Kubernetes, and more. Data access. Here, we're talking about access to production data and PaaS platforms like RDS, MySQL, Snowflake, Databricks, and more. Routine access. Accessing a resource pool for projects across multi-cloud, SaaS, or PaaS environments. It's important to remember that privileged access is crucial for maintaining secure operations. Now, let's explore how Ubyon simplifies and streamlines all these access types. The organization's admin has pre-set up policies to automatically grant access to AWS S3 for handling customer escalations to on-call employees. An employee named Tony Stark needs access to S3 buckets and is requesting access, say, for 2 hours using Slack. The request gets auto-approved and the IAM role shows up on the employee's personalized launchpad, and the employee can access the S3 buckets through the AWS console. The users can also access the AWS resources from the terminal by connecting or assuming the appropriate IAM role with the necessary permissions, and then by using the appropriate AWS CLI commands. The employee is now able to access the AWS S3 buckets and the respective S3 buckets objects. Furthermore, the user will be kicked off once the approved time interval has expired. Employees no longer will have access to the AWS resources once the approved time elapses. In this case, the employee can't anymore access the AWS S3. The admin also has pre-set up access policies to grant access to their production RDS Postgres database with a minimum of one explicit approval required by one of their security admins. An employee named Tony Stark needs access to an RDS Postgres database to debug an outage and is requesting access, say, for a day, using Slack or Teams. The request gets forwarded to their security admin John McClain, and they can decide to either approve or deny the access. In this case, the admin decides to approve the request from the employee. Once approved, the employees using the Ubyon's command line can get all the required details to connect to the database and use their preferred DB client to connect. Users can also use their launchpad to request access to resources. In this case, the user is requesting access to a PaaS resource called Snowflake for a day and submits their request. Until the security admins approve the request will be in pending state. The admin, John McClain, gets notified on their Slack or Teams app and can decide to approve or deny the request. The admin approves the request. Once approved, Ubyon adds the user to the respective identity provider group and makes the app available on users' Launchpad to access. Users can click on the app from Launchpad and access it. Users also have the option to request access to a pool of resources specific to a project. For instance, Tony Stark is requesting access through Slack to a set of resources associated with Project A, for a duration of 2 hours. Upon approval, all resources belonging to that project will be made available into the user's Launchpad for convenient access. And users can then access those resources as required. Ubyon revolutionizes access visibility with meticulous post-access audits at a session level. This expedites compliance efforts and also empowers security teams with a deeper understanding of access patterns, enhancing overall operational efficiency. Ubyon enables the scaling of least privilege access. Knowledge workers benefit from our dynamic launchpad, providing an efficient method for accessing critical resources. Our integration with Slack and Microsoft Teams ensures seamless access control within their familiar environment. Moreover, Ubyon CLI empowers developers with even greater agility by placing robust access controls right at their fingertips. For the security team, Ubyon offers comprehensive coverage across the entire multi-cloud environment. Our robust JIT policies provide granular control and enhanced security. Enables faster audits and compliance. Integrations with your existing tech stack ensure a cohesive security ecosystem.